Hello, my name is Aoife Deane and this is the Happy Weight Podcast. Today I want to talk about body image and losing weight. So in my experience, right, everything in weight problems is backwards than what you think it is. So we think when we're in a weight problem that we experience guilt after eating, because of course we should experience guilt after eating. We've weight to lose. So once we were slim, we wouldn't be feeling guilt after food. And it's the other way around. It's because we started cultivating that guilt, shame, regret feeling around food that we developed wonky food behaviors and gained weight. So body image is totally the same. So I had a call with a client there the other day, and she's doing so well with her eating, and it's always really cool when people are changing from the inside out. You know, she's like listening to hypnotherapy, she's doing her affirmations, all of that kind of jazz. So it's like before she would have been maybe binging, she would have been doing non-stop grazing, she would have been going to bed lots of nights very full. Her weekends might have been a write-off. Things like going out to the cinema or restaurants might have been like very overfull feelings kind of thing. And now it's just calm. It's peace and calm. She eats nice food. She feels well after it. So it's cool. And the weight will be coming down because her average intake has come down. So it's all chill. But she was saying to me the other day that she had a real attack of a bad body image day. And because I've been through this myself, I was kind of like, I'm telling you, this is a trick of your mind, right? Because I kind of call disordered eating and weight issues as like a bully in our mind. Because the thing is that we have a right to proceed to a nicer relationship with food. And just even today, we've a right to build a nice day where we get to feel well because of food, not overfull guilt or shame or disgust or anything like that. We get to feel nice. We also, if we have had overeating problems and we gained excess weight from that, we deserve to figure that out. We deserve to move forward and let go of that weight that came from a not nice relationship with food. And then you realize when you're doing all that, that we've this bully in our mind that is constantly chipping away at your progress and your confidence. And basically what I learned with the bully in my head is that it will always be trying to come at you with something. So say for instance with this woman, her eating has improved by all measures. So what her mind was trying to attack her on was kind of like, well, you're still really overweight and what's the point? And you've been overweight for so long and nothing has ever worked. And like what I learned about my mean voice in my head is that when you start, separating yourself from the voice. So just like we can feel a twitch in our finger, we can hear thoughts in our head. They're not us because we can hear them. We can kind of basically realize our mind is misbehaving and saying horrible stuff to us that is gonna basically sabotage our eating. So what her mind was saying to her, I was kind of saying, you can always drill it down to one thing, right? It's always some version, no matter how highfalutin or complicated, of you're not where you should be today. That's what her mind was saying to her. Like I said, she was putting on her clothes and her mind was like, yeah, so what? Still fat. The trick there is our mind, that is step one to kind of overeating or mindless eating. Because what the mind wants to do there is it wants to say like, so because you're not where you should be, and because you've never lost weight yet or kept it off, or whatever negative story there might be around your eating and weight, it'll be like, so actually nothing matters. So it's like, you might as well go to the kitchen, you might as well eat whatever. It doesn't actually matter how you feel physically after food. It doesn't actually matter what food tastes like. Just eat it anyways, because it all doesn't really matter. And that's where we have to interject, right? Our mind might be saying mean shit about our body and be a fattest and have negative body image. Why does our body deserve to suffer from that, right? There might be all sorts of stuff going on, meaning we've kind of negative brain chemistry and negative thoughts. And now we have to be kind of like, even if my mind is on a day where it is just throwing insult after insult, attack after attack about me, my body, my life, my choices or whatever, my body deserves to be separate from that and not hurt. Like my poor belly didn't do anything wrong. My poor belly deserves to safely and uninterruptedly digest its last meal, and my mouth and my body deserves to eat food when it needs it that tastes nice, and I will feel well afterwards. So it's kind of like we have to hear the thoughts in our head and kind of be like to that part of our mind, bitches be crazy, like throw all your toys out of the pram, but I am not letting this cross over into how I treat my body. And I had to tell this client also, like, this is such a trick, and your mind is gonna try and play this trick on you every single day. Some version of you're not where you're meant to be, and because you're not where you're meant to be, what is even the point of trying to move forward? And another thing behind that, right, is black or white thinking and perfectionist thinking, right? Because the thing is, it's really nice if we're feeling super heavy to feel a little bit heavier, a little bit less heavy. I mean, it's really nice if that, say, we have gained 2 stone, 3 stone, whatever it might be. It's really nice to have like be 5 pounds lighter. Every little increment of us getting back to our normal selves and us getting back to a lovely place with food, or maybe even for the first time, not even going back, getting to a good place with food for the first time in our lives, or a good place with ourselves, or having more positive psychology and having the ability to encourage and be our own cheerleaders. Every increment we get better at any of that is all improving our quality of life on a day-to-day basis. So when your mind is saying you've an Everest to go with your eating and weight, and you're all the way down here, you've to remind it that like the very next increment will be nice, and that's all I'm getting to. I'm interested in feeling 5% nicer over my week. I'm interested in creating one more experience this week with food where I get to feel well before, during, and after. And like I was saying to this client, right, it is a trick, because I have clients that they've come down in weight, they've lost all the weight, or they're nearly there, whatever, and their mind will still try that one. Their mind will still be on about body image of like, what does it matter, you're still fat and ugly or whatever. So we have to realize again that that exact sentence, or whatever version you have of it, that created the weight problem, that created the eating and weight issues. It's not the other way around. It's not that you've eating and weight issues and when you solve them the body image stuff will go away. We have to tackle the body image stuff now. And what I was saying to that woman as well, because when she was talking, she's maybe 50 or something like that. And I think she was just putting on an outfit to go to the cinema or something. And I was like, I'm sorry, but this also feels sexist. Like, you're putting on clothes to go to the cinema and you're a 50-year-old woman and you don't have a perfect body. Like, would you be saying that about a 50-year-old man? Like, would you be saying like he should be ashamed of himself? He's a disgrace. It's disgusting. Like, I honestly think a lot of it is deep-rooted sexism as well. Like, and again, we've been on a journey with our eating and our body, and I don't think anyone gains weight without comfort eating. Us over relying on food as a source of comfort because there's so much discomfort going on in our life. So it's like, that's not a nice situation. If we've piled on the pounds over the last few years, that's not been a nice situation. It's like our kind of internal psychology and thoughts probably haven't been that nice. Maybe our sleep or our stress or our self-care haven't been that nice. So I always think of that Einstein quote as well. You can't fix a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. It's like, if discomfort created the problem, well, then us giving out to ourselves and us shaming our poor body and all that it's been through is not going to lift us out of eating and weight issues. Remember, there was one Sunday night I was staying in my parents' house and I was watching a movie and I was all like fleeced up to the nines, like fleece dressing gown, fleece, slippers, messy bun, whatever, no makeup. And I caught a glimpse of myself, and then there was some negative thought of like, you're just a frumpy 40 whatever year old now or whatever. And it just dawned on me that it's like, whose voice is this, right? Because I think that day I just been reading an article about the cast of One Tree Hill and how those women were kind of like, they were underage or young or whatever and being targeted by these gross men on the cast. And then all the Harvey Weinstein stuff had come out of that time. and everyone, the Epstein files. And I was like, whose voice is this to say that I'm like a frumpy, worthless, whatever year old? Like, I kind of think that that's sexism again. So it's like, do I want, Harvey Weinstein or some creep to approve of me? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're separating the sexism and the fatism and all of that, and we're removing all of that, and we're just being decent to ourselves now. We're being decent about what our body has been through, and it never deserves hate. And you can't sort fatism by surgery and weight loss. You can't. There'll always just be another thing you're chasing. So now it's kind of like you want to heal from within. Part of that comes from no longer tolerating the negative voice, like really, really catching those external thoughts, because I don't think they're ours. I think they come from like dodgy naughties magazines and stuff like that. So we want to catch those negative thoughts and be like, health is separate. Like whatever the voice of naughties magazine says to me about my body today, I have a right to dress myself well. I have a right to feel well. I have a right to feel proud of myself. I have a right to put my shoulders back. I have a right to put my chin up. And I should not be subjected to discomfort from food. Regardless of what weight I am, I should not be subjected to discomfort in my stomach. I will be eating stuff that tastes good to me. I will be eating because food is meant to make you feel better. So I will only be eating something if I feel well in 20 minutes time afterwards. So whether it's a sausage roll or a kiwi, that doesn't matter. I will not be eating something if I will not feel well after it, and I will be eating something if I will feel well after it. And that has got nothing to do with my body size. That has to do with my self-respect and how I treat myself and how I treat my body. So like I said, don't think that negative body image is about today's weight, ever. Instead, when you catch those negative body image thoughts, just know that no matter what weight you ever will be, that thought could still fly through your mind. So today is as good a day as ever to stamp it out and put a stop to it, own your self-respect, and still go through the day feeling very, very well and having a nice time with food. So I hope that all makes sense, and thank you so much for being here. Mwah.